Hello everybody, it's me, GhostCritic, with another of this kind of video fest upload for kind of celebrating my 500 plus subscriber that I got a couple of weeks ago. And Sleepy Reader 666 asked me to show some of my favourite comic book covers. And as you saw, I had all my boxes out for my comic book collection overview, so I was rooting through all those and I thought, my god, there are so many, how do I put this all into one? So I've picked up some of my favourites. Some may come as a surprise, some may be pretty obvious. There's a lot from one certain series, but it's so worth it. Let's crack on with, let's just get on with it. My first issue, New X-Men, number 143, when Grant Morrison was on it, and Bocello as well, one of my favourite comic book artists, and I just love this cover. There is something about white covers that just really stand out. And with kind of Townsend's art on the front there, we've got Phantom X pointing a gun straight at you. It's just it's got some impact to it. The story might not have been brilliant inside, but it's the covers we're talking about. Next, we have a Moon Knight cover, issue 7. The Huston and Finch collaboration from a few volumes ago of Moon Knight, because it gets revamped again and again. But I do love Finch's artwork. It was the highlight of this series. And covers like this where you have Spider-Man in there as well, and the kind of detail that is in this is just fantastic. Again, another kind of powerful, dynamic cover. Moving on to something much older now. It's Batman Detective Comics, issue 472. Now, I usually buy comics because I do actually want to read them. It's something that I want. And it wasn't so much that I don't want to read this comic, because I obviously have, but it was the cover that just knocked me away. I was like, I'd never really seen a Batman issue with this kind of design logo, so that was kind of exciting for me to begin with. But then it's just the whole, as a whole, the cover. You know, you've got the Batman is dead, long live the new Batman. You're immediately going, what, Batman's dead? You have this Batman just kind of lying there prone like he's about to be put in a coffin, and this shadow of the Batman silhouette in the background. It's just a lovely cover. Perfect. Frank Whiteley, another great artist. He did a lot of the covers for the Books of Magic series. This was the last incarnation of it, the series Life During Wartime, which was great. And Frank Whiteley did a lot of these covers. And this is just one of my favourites among many. The kind of the bleeding of the hair into this kind of constellation pool, and all the eyeballs just looking out at you. It's just a great cover. I love it. We couldn't have had a best comic covers without a Commandy, and it had to be issue 1, although there are so many good covers. They are just totally old school comic book covers that you love to see. It's like you have these beasts that act like men, men who act like beasts, see the world of, and then you get the title of the comic book. You very rarely see these kind of comic book covers anymore, which has all the words on it. It's just basically a picture, and it rarely has anything to do with what's inside. It might be pretty to look at, but this tells you exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get America, post-apocalyptic, it's flooded. There are, you know, you've got the Statue of Liberty, it's broken down, it's eroded. This is going to be a book you want to read. And here's another one. We've spoken about this issue before, and it's something that I'm still trying to find out if I can get this as a poster, but it is Man-Thing issue 22. It's just such a great cover. Again, it's just a perfectly well laid out issue. You have the title, you have the most cosmic swamp saga ever told, and then you get When Strikes the Nether Spawn, and then Is This the Day the Man-Thing Dies? It just throws at you excitement, dynamic. You just know it's going to be good in there. And of course you have this damsel in distress that's being held by our Man-Thing at a stormy night with the lightning behind, and then you have this strange kind of glowing box in the corner. There's just so much in there, but it's just powerful. Now, in the X-Men universe, there have been so many kind of homages to this cover, and this is just a kind of kooky version of it, to be honest. People didn't like it when this happened to X-Force, but we've got Milligan and Aldred on X-Force. They completely turned this title on its head, and it came as a bit of a shock to people who were reading the X-Force, and a lot of people did not like it. I thought it was great. It was a great end to the series, even though it had nothing at all to do with what came before it. But you have this kind of homage to Giant X-Men #1, with all kind of your characters of your team coming out at you from the comic book cover. Brilliant. I only picked this up recently, but it's still a fantastic cover. It's Shade, the Changing Man, and it's just this explosion of kind of psychedelic, dream-like, nightmarish colours. You've got like jagged teeth in there, you've got demon faces, you've got ladies' faces, you've got kind of monkey faces, you've got masks, and it's just in your face, and I just want to read this comic book, which is what it's all about, isn't it? Let's just move them out the way, and here we go. Well, I think this one is going to speak for itself. Spawn, issue 97. Angela, that's her name, isn't it? One of the angels who kind of fought alongside Spawn. This is a Capullo McFarlane cover, and I mean, it screams their artwork. It really does. The kind of the over detailing. It's the voluptuous lady with hardly any clothes on. It's just an awesome cover. I don't know how I've managed to, but I've got about 3 copies of this. Completely unintentional, but great cover nonetheless. And from one lady to another, the final issue of Zatanna, issue 16, and it's just kind of the striking, bold nature of this issue. We have Zatanna on her own, head bowed down, as like a bow. It's like, see guys, this is the end. And it's just a nice, simple, bold cover. I'm talking about bold, and again, it's another of those white covers, but it's just got so much emotion in it. It's Amazing Spider-Man, issue 655. Just a marvellous cover with what looks like a defeated Peter Parker, and the red of the web kind of bleeding out. Now, the next set of comics, there was no way I could pick just one from this series. They are all just works of art. They really are. And just this first cover, it says on it, winner of the 2004 Eisner Award for Best Cover Artist, and well deserved. It is, of course, Fables. This one's issue 30. Now, it's like what I was talking about before about covers don't necessarily reflect what is going on inside. And just from the kind of casual observer to these issues of Fables, you would think, yeah, they've got nothing to do with what's going on inside for the most part. But they are so subtle in the way that every cover has everything to do with what's going on inside in Fables, but it's so subtly done, so beautifully done, that you can't help but just fall in love with all these covers. I mean, this is one, well, it's quite an obvious one, but still a beautiful cover nonetheless. It's Fables issue 50, the wedding of Snow White and Bigby. And then we have Fables issue 60, the first part of The Good Prince, which has Flycatcher coming to the fore and becoming, well, the prince that the king that he did. And you can see this picture, take away all the typography, you could see it on the wall of an art gallery, and you would think, wow, this is just like an amazing piece of artwork. Issue 75, another just amazing cover about Rose Red and her participation in the War and Pieces storyline. Issue 78, and the different styles that they use on each covers. You know, you get that kind of painted look from the Good Prince issue, and then you get this kind of almost pencil sketch-like cover here with 78, and then finally for my picks of the Fables title, because I didn't want to pick too many. Fables issue 96. Another gorgeous rose red cover inspired issue, and another title that does really great work on picking some great covers, and it has on my end of year award show, this title has won best cover every time because they are so many. But some of my personal favourites from Daredevil is Daredevil issue 68. I love this issue cover so much, I actually made this into a poster. A t-shirt. I wish I knew where that t-shirt had gone, because it was such an awesome t-shirt, and I used to wear it all the time. Daredevil issue 506. Again, another cover that's just screaming out to be a poster, stick on your wall. It's just beautiful. And then finally for the Daredevil one, bringing us right up to this year, issue 10 of the new series, a great cover by Rivera there. The whole use of the lines, it's very kind of Wrightson-esque, I thought, when I first saw it, and it could well be 3 years in a run for Daredevil, winning best comic book cover of the year. A few more up-to-date ones. We couldn't have a favourite comic book cover without sticking a Saga in there, and this is probably my favourite of the series so far. I mean, the bold use of yellow to start with, not as bright a yellow as you would expect from a comic book cover, but it works so well. Fiona Staples, just an amazing artist that has since, well, before this was very unknown. I mean, I never knew who she was, and I don't think a lot of other people did either. Batwoman has had some pretty striking covers. This is one of the more recent ones, issue 10. Again, it's the whole borderline that's kind of in this silver grey look with all these kind of the villains looking particularly vicious and villainous, and Batwoman bold in her red and black in the middle, shying away. Finally, this again, another striking issue from a series that has put some really great covers out. Finally, it's Fatale, it's number 4, and it's just the kind of creepy look of this head licking his fingers, which are clearly covered in blood, and kind of like the glasses hiding the eyes. Spooky. So anyway, there's some of my favourite comic book covers from my collection. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you liked some of my choices, if not all of them. So thanks for watching. Another video down.